Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Thursday, everybody. How we starting off this morning? I know here in the Atlanta area, it's kind of cold out and it's still rainy, and I don't like that. It doesn't bring me the good soul recharging energy that I need, but we're going to change that this morning. For you guys that don't know, my name is Justine Derby. I am a wife, I'm a mom, I'm a realtor here in the metro Atlanta area, and I'm so grateful to be on with you guys this morning. And it's been kind of a wild week. We've got a lot going on. For y'all that are heading to Rise this week, I think we're all scrambling to prepare for Rise. I haven't packed a dang thing. It's fine. We'll figure this out. We'll figure this out. We always do. Good morning, Shireen. It's good to see you on here. Thanks for hopping on. Wendy, Christian, what's up, my friend? Bethany, I love to see that face. Miss D, how's it going, girl? Good. I love to see it. Miss Dina Humphreys is on again, and my girl Kathy. Look at all these people. Lachey, good morning. Well, Brock is off being super dad and dropping his son off, so he'll be on in a little bit. But I really wanted to talk with you guys about the permission to be messy. Guys, I'm a hot mess, okay? I'm just going to put it out there. I'm a hot mess. It's okay. It is okay, y'all. I was up at 6 o'clock this morning trying to figure out what the heck I was going to talk to y'all about. I went over a few things with Brock last night, and I was like, I can talk to you guys and I can relate to you guys as just being me. And that's what I'm here to do. And I'm a hot mess. I'm not that type A personality where everything is scheduled out, where I have a planner. I'm getting better. I am getting better about this. And I don't think Lorraine is on here today, but she will tell you firsthand, hot mess. She's really trying with me. And Brock is too. He's really tried to push me out there to be more scheduled, and there is something to be said about that. But guys, when you're in the trenches and literally where I'm at in my life with my kids and school and work and all the things, sometimes you just have to go with the flow. And in this business, I think that it can be very hard to criticize yourself against what other agents are doing. And you look at them, you're like, man, they got all this shit figured out. They got it all figured out. And I'm not doing any of that. And I just want to talk to you guys about it's okay to feel like you don't have it all figured out. That's my whole year has been, is like, oh, Justine, we don't got this figured out. Look at all these people. They got their stuff together. They have it together, and I just don't. So it's easy to go down that comparison rabbit hole. And I just want to just really open up with you guys and be vulnerable with y'all and let you know, like, you can still do it. You can still do it just because you're not doing what everybody else is doing. So put a 5 in the chat if you guys feel like you're running in chaos. Am I the only one? Don't leave me hanging, guys. Don't leave me hanging. Am I the only one? All right, let's see these chats. All right. Okay. All right. All right. I'm not the only one. I'm here. I'm seeing it now. I'm seeing the chats now. Okay. Okay. Thanks, ladies. All right, Brock, even? No, Brock, I don't believe you. I think you're just being nice. You're just trying to give me some engagement. It's fine. It's fine. Yes, Diane, it's giving yourself grace. And that's what I want to talk a lot about today as well. You know, it's persistence over perfection and consistently showing up in your business, whether it's the right or wrong way, you're still devoting that time to your business. And it's really going to be, your heart is always going to outperform your hustle, right? So having the heart behind what you're doing and knowing that your hard work is going towards something, it doesn't always feel like you're that instant gratification. This is a hard industry to be in, you guys. And we beat ourselves up all day, every day. We are our own worst critics. And I want to tell you, Christian, if you guys were on yesterday, Christian gave us such great, tangible advice. And I loved that. I loved that. I will probably never be able to come give you guys a slideshow of what you should be doing, a slide deck of what you should be doing. But that's me, and that's what works in my business, and that's my connection with people. Whereas some people are very tangible with that. And I love that about Christian. And that's what I love about this community that we brought together, is that we all have something so different to bring to the table. But I kind of just wanted to go over some stories. I want you guys to share with me maybe some moments where you felt like you didn't have it all together, but it still worked out, right? Like that's what this is all about. And again, it's such a hard industry to be comparing yourself to consistently, and it's hard. My world was completely changed this year coming over to Real and being around such amazing powerhouse agents that, y'all, in 10 years, I've never had a CRM. Okay. If that just shows you one thing, I've never had a CRM. Okay. It's an Excel spreadsheet and my Facebook. So I'm learning. I now have Lofty, getting it together one step at a time. But I just, again, want to tell you guys that you can build a very profitable business. You don't have to be doing everything that everyone else is doing, because honestly, it kind of messes with your mind and it gets you stuck. So I just want you guys to know that. So a couple little stories that I want to go over with y'all. This was a moment where I'll never forget. I show up to a listing appointment, and typically, like, I do have my routine of things that I want to bring with me: tax records, MLS history, obviously like an estimated net to seller form. And we all run our listing appointments very differently. But in this moment, I didn't have anything with me. I forgot it all at my house, and I sat in my car and I was like, oh shit, what do I do? Right. And so I thought in my car, okay, do I just cancel on them really quick? But I'm here. So we're not going to do that. So take a deep breath, getting that clarity, and remembering I'm there to solve a problem for them. I'm not there to put on a fancy presentation. I am there to help them solve a problem. That is why they called me, right? So again, walking into that meeting with just the confidence, right? The confidence of knowing I'm here to help them, and I want to make this appointment about them. Always trying to make it about the client and how you can serve them and how you can help them achieve their goals, right? So it's that connection piece to where you don't always have to have it all together. It's okay. We're human. We all mess up, and power through it. And you find out, you sit at their dining room table and you say, what's the struggle? Why do you need to be moving? What kind of time frame do you need to be on? These are all things that are so important to find out. It's not just about how much they can sell their house for, especially in this market, guys. We have to figure out what their pain point is, because their pain point may be that I have a client right now. He's getting transferred back to Colorado. He just bought his house a year ago and put in an in-ground pool for $70,000. I mean, that's the challenge I have, right? Is in a year, how am I going to sell his house to where he's not in the hole a lot of money, and he can still get out to Colorado because he has 60 days. I mean, our business is tough, guys. So again, today I just really wanted to lead with, you don't always have to have this all figured out. And comparison is so hard in our industry. So I want you guys to just know that it's okay. And you're going to figure it out. And you make that connection with people, and you lead with your heart, and that will always be transpired. So little story for y'all there. Does anybody have a story that they want to share where y'all just really overpowered and came through a big objection you felt like you weren't ready for? I mean, I got plenty of them. I got a whole 2 sheets, but I'd love to hear from one of y'all. Let's see in the chat. Okay, Kimberly, will you share with us? Will you share with us your story? Will you unmute and share with us? You on there?
Okay, yeah, sorry.
No, that's okay. Thank you.
I always have trouble getting to the bottom on my phone to put in the chat. I don't know why. It always disappears on me. If anybody has any tips on that, let me know. But everything you are saying is so true. I don't know, everything you are mentioning. And I just went to my last listing appointment. I had a whole folder. I prepped for it for like an hour. I got there. I'd never even opened up the folder.
Right.
I just was real and just sat there with my client and just listened and talked and listened, and I was there for like almost 2 hours, and we walked around the house and everything. Yeah, so sometimes I think you're just so right. It's just having that confidence to be there and just knowing, what, like you said, you're there to solve a problem,
Right.
and that's what you're there for. And when you're there and you're listening, and sometimes it changes, you have all the information, you have all the confidence, you know what you need, what you need to do. It's just
Right.
feeling, just knowing that. And I think that that's half the battle for me.
Absolutely. It is a very, very difficult industry to be in. And the comparison, guys, like, trust me, I get it. I'm there all the time. I walked into Real, like I said, my head exploded. I mean, I've been doing this 10 years and I've never felt so unprepared in my life. And so I want to just be raw and vulnerable with y'all and say that you don't have to be doing everything that everybody else is doing. Like, Brock knows I'm very competitive. He blows me away with how much that he handles and he does. But I realize I might not, I'm just not that system driven. I'm not that technology driven. I'm open to learning. But this year has really forced me to take a step back and say, look, why are you trying to implement 10 new things when clearly whatever you've been doing is working, right? And so it's so hard. It's so hard to take that step back, and because you're just going to overwhelm yourself, and then what's going to happen is your mind's going to get the best of you, and you're just going to shut down. And I've been there. I want you guys to know, like, I have been there to where I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm doing. All these people have all these systems and these things in place, but at the end of the day, guys, I'm here living my life. I've made a great living and a great name for myself, and I just want you guys to know that comparison's hard, and it's okay that you don't have it all figured out. And I tell you, I promise you, these top performing people don't all have it figured out either. And so I think that you can just shine through a lot of the ways when you're okay with yourself and in your business and what you're doing, because it will pay off. It will. And I'm a millennial, so I want things right now, right away, right? And that's just how we were raised. We just had everything kind of just instantly. And so when we don't get that in return, that can be very mentally challenging for sure. Bethany's got here. Last night, I connected with a very good friend for an hour and a half. Sometimes just being 100% real can be scary and vulnerable, but it's also liberating to just be. And that is so true, Bethany. I mean, we all have life. We all have business that we're trying to run. We all have families we're trying to uphold. It's sometimes we just need that little bit of breathe time and that vulnerability to be around people that it's okay to show that you don't have your shit together. And so this has been such an amazing year for me of just growth in my business and even personally. And a lot of thanks to Brock, because he's really opened up my mind and my heart to a lot of things. And many of you on this call as well have been just such an integral piece to my journey. And so I want to share that. I want you guys to know that we don't all have it figured out. I'm queen of that, queen of Hot Mess Express. Okay. Bye, baby. I love you so much. Have a great day. Work hard, be kind, do something nice for somebody today. My little chant, I tell them every day. So again, I have my notes written out here, so let me just read over this. Okay. So my kind of organization, y'all. We're being really real. Whew. Don't really have much organization in my life. I wake up, I do my workout, I come home, make myself breakfast, feed the kids, get them to school. And then I really try to dive deep into work mode. And I will tell you one piece of leverage that I am learning is scheduling kind of my social media posts. And I actually did one this morning and it messed up. It didn't syndicate out to Instagram and Facebook. So it was showing on Facebook and not Instagram. And then I'm freaking out about that because I'm like, oh, you work so hard to try to implement something new. Here I am trying to implement something new and it doesn't work. Right. So again, what I love about learning from Brock is that he is so scheduled, right? And he is so scheduled and organized. And it allows me to see I can do this too. It's literally just time blocking. And that is something I will say is important because that has helped me in my business a lot this year is trying to keep within these time parameters. So I don't want you to think you shouldn't have organization. I just want you guys to know if you're not doing it down to the T, it's okay. It's okay. But I will say, trying to have that little bit of organization does help, but just because you're not doing it at the level somebody else is, it's okay. It's gonna be all right.
Can I say something to you on that? Because a lot of organization and time management, it doesn't happen overnight. And at the same token, majority people aim for perfection because of their personality, thinking like, I need to hit my schedule every single time at every single minute and everything else.
Right.
And I'm gonna be, in in reference to like structure, like day 2 coming back from the Philippines, my body has pretty much shut down. And I slept in today till 7 o'clock. And I know Mike Castor's laughing like, holy, like my alarm went off at 4:30. I looked at the alarm and I was like, I can't do this. Like I said, I'm just going to sleep for 5 more minutes. Next thing I know is 6:55 and Leo and Bryce are jumping on me. And I was just like, oh, what time? I'm like, what are they doing up so early is what my first thought was. And I'm like, damn, I'm really, really late. But I still made it here. I'm still okay and I'm still fine. But the key thing, Justine, that I want to make sure that everybody takes away from structure is that realistically, you only have to be 80% efficient throughout your day, which means 20% of the time it might not work out and you might miss it and something might happen. The problem is in our society, we're the complete opposite. We are 20% efficient in our day and 80% of it goes astray and goes to the side. And and the wheels fall off. And so I just want to make sure that people understand, like, it's okay that it doesn't work out the way you want. It doesn't happen the way that it's a process to have a schedule. And I actually learned it when I coached football because I had to have my schedule down. Like I had it down to like when you're getting water, because there was a head coach who was looking at me. And then when I became a head coach, it was just like, here's how you structure your practice program. Here's like, because I haven't gone into a football game and the referee says, hey, you know what? We're going to start with the 4th quarter today just to change things up. Like we know every single game, every single scenario, it starts just like our day. And it's how do we structure it and how do we work through it? So I really loved your message and I'm going to I'm going to pass the baton back to you, but I just wanted to make sure that people understand that your first process is just writing it down because you don't know where your day falls apart. You don't know where it goes sideways. And it could be like Bethany says, I'm just going to work out next week. One day a week is fine. There's no police saying like, no, that's not enough. You need to do it 4 times. Like if it's one time, it's one time. It's better than 0.
1% better, right?
So I just wanted to share that with you and I'll let you take it back. But it just aim, if you're at 20% this week, try to get for 40%. Like, hey, I'm just going to try to get 40%. But in the back of your mind, if you don't have it written down, you can't measure it. Because you can't go, what the hell does 40% mean? What is 20? I don't know, because you got nothing written down. Like, I guess you woke up today and you went to bed. So good job. You did a great job today. That's the only way we can measure you.
What's not measurable is not obtainable, and I will stand by that. I had a college professor explain that to us very early on in my college years, and he was so true. So yes, I 100% agree with that, Brock. It's you definitely do need to have those goals written down and have some sort of structure to your life. I just know with the daily that I live between, mom, wife, realtor, entrepreneur, all of these hats, Christian touched really, really well on all the different things that we are working on in our businesses. And I wanted to say thank you for that, Christian, yesterday. Thank you a lot for that. I got a lot out of that. And so we do wear so many hats. And I, for one, I know this year has challenged me in so many ways. And I question myself, right? It makes you really question what you're doing, and you're seeing all these other people and on everything
Well,
that
that's
they're
exactly what it is right there, Justine. And I'm
yeah.
because you said something earlier, and I'm gonna stop traffic because this is very, very important. Okay, Chad talks about it. We learned it from Coach Burt, but we judge other people. We say, like, if you're on chapter 2 or chapter 4, stop looking at their chapter 12. Stop looking at their chapter that they're way ahead of it, for because you don't know. Like, you don't know their process of what they've been through. We don't know the
Right.
other person's journey, but we immediately want to start looking at other people. I do the same thing many times. Or if I want to feel better about myself, I look at somebody who I'm like, oh, look at that person. I'm like way ahead of them. And I'm like, why am I even doing that?
The
Why do I even
comparison.
go to that? The only time, this is what I do. This is when I start acting like that, I immediately, and we all have one of these in our bathroom, and it's not a toilet, it's a mirror. And you immediately go to that and you go check yourself out and you say, it's just you versus you. Stop
That's
looking at
right.
everybody else. Stop looking below you. Stop looking above you. Stop looking to the right or left. It's you looking straight in the mirror and saying to yourself, am I giving 1%? Am I doing everything I possibly can? And that really is the biggest question, because, and just being completely raw is going to sound mean, but I don't give a shit about anybody else when I'm in the moment and I'm in the zone and I'm focusing on what I need to do, because nothing else matters at that time period unless I'm giving everything I possibly can. I actually learned that, not actually, but like Tom Brady's very big into that. And I study him a lot because we're the same ages. I wish we had the same bank accounts, but he just, like, that's what he compared himself. Am I giving the very best of myself today? And my expectations and my standard might be different than somebody else's, and it's okay. My mom keeps telling you need to sleep, Brock. You need to sleep. You need to sleep. You need to lay down. You're gonna get sick. Blah blah blah. And I'm like, that's great, mom. But that's what a mom's supposed to do, is make you feel comfortable and want you to, like, she'll come
What
over
you're
and
doing.
yeah. But that's not me. My standard is this, and it's okay. And somebody else, I listen to other people and they got even higher. So I'm like, that's not me. Like, I do not, like, I don't have any desire. I get a little bit, I'm not getting political, but with Trump going all over the world and his time changes and what he's doing when he was like in Asia and he's over here, I'm like, God bless that man. I'm like, I want nothing to do with that schedule. Like, that is miserable. But it gives me an appreciation because now I understand what it's like going over to that side of the world and coming back to the East Coast. And, like, I'm like, I don't know how the hell he does it.
Yeah.
But don't judge somebody else when you just got to work on yourself when you're doing it. And if anybody wants, you
Absolutely.
go to the mirror today after the show. Do you look at yourself and be like, am I doing everything I possibly can? What are my standards? What are my expectations of myself? That's my 2 cents on that, Justine.
Nope, I love it. And
Dado. Yititaba.
Oh, Amanda's
oh,
very excited today. She's
yeah,
very
Amanda's
excited.
on it. Amanda's on it.
It's funny
Um,
how some people don't realize they're not on mute.
I've done that plenty of times, y'all. Whew. Yeah, my very first Zoom, and there was probably over like 200 people for my brokerage call at this. Yeah, it definitely was not on mute. That was pretty embarrassing. So been there. But guys, at the end of the day, I just want you guys to all have in your hearts and in your minds that as long as you're showing up for yourself and your business and what you're working towards, you're doing the right thing, and you can sit back from afar and you can admire other people and ask people what they're doing in their business, right? If you like something that somebody's doing, ask them about it. I'm sure they're going to be more than happy to share with you. But if it's going to steal your joy, like they just put in the chat, comparison is the thief of joy, and it really is. So you have to ask yourself, are you going to be okay with opening up that piece of your mind? And if you go down that rabbit hole, are you going to be okay with maybe hearing something you don't want to hear? Or are you going to allow that to fixate in your brain? Are you going to allow that person and what they're doing and compare it to what you're doing? And if you're not doing exactly what they're doing or measuring up against what they're doing in their business, is that going to be okay for you and in your mind and in your heart? Because if not, I suggest to turn it off. And we all need those moments. We all need those moments for sure. In social media, like y'all, social media is an amazing tool, but it can also be very, very hard, and it can take a toll on you very, very quickly. And you have to go into it with that mindset. And honestly, just like anything else in life, you have to go into it with that mindset is there's going to be that negative, right? But the minute that it starts taking your joy and that comparison and that green monster of envy starts rolling in, just be okay with dialing it back for yourselves, and know that you're not, if you're on your day one, somebody else is on their year 20, your businesses are going to look very different. So I've been doing this 10 years, guys, and I feel like I'm a brand new agent sometimes, especially this year, especially being around a lot of agents that are doing so much and have all these systems built out. And that was a hard growth for me this year. Was looking at my business. I'm like, oh shit, I don't have any of this. I don't have nothing. But again, then I take a step back and say, no, no, what I have is me. And nobody can replicate me. Nobody can replicate my heart and how hard I work. And that is 100% raw truth. And when you can look at yourself and look in that mirror, like Brock said, and know what you bring to the table and have confidence in that, that's all you need. Screw the notes, y'all. I mean, at the end of the day, talk with people, right? I try to have these outlined every time, and I go off the wall each time, and hopefully it resonates with y'all. But again, it's that learning factor and that growth factor, and business is hard. This industry is hard, and I just wanted to bring some raw realness to y'all today, and know that it's okay if you don't feel like you have your shit together.
Well, they
So,
say that they have, you said the 10th year you're doing it. So
mhm,
I always ask people, is this your 10th year or is this your 10th first year?
absolutely my 10th
And
first year.
and when you get to that and you start reflecting, it's just like, okay. And I immediately go into what have I been doing? But then the most important thing is like your environment. And I used environment quite a bit when I was in the Philippines because my environment changed. So like people say that, well, I can't pull an all-nighter and I can't do this. Well, you can. I'm not telling anybody to pull an all-nighter. The principle behind it is the environment,
Right.
because my environment changed. So next thing I had no choice because it was daylight. On East Coast, my body was like, hey, it's night. It's like, aren't you getting tired? But I'm like, well, the sun's out. Everybody's walking around. The ocean's here. Because my environment changed, my body kept moving forward until it got to nighttime. And I was like, okay. And I went to bed really, really early that first night. But your environment is very important. So if you're on your 10th first year or your fourth first year, I want you to look at your environment. And Justine, you are a perfect example of it, because what took place from you last year to this year is you changed your what?
Environment,
You
100%.
changed your environment. And many of you on here change your environment this year, thinking about changing your environment, pondering about changing, scared to change your environment. But in that environment, is it fair to say, Justine, that you felt growth and you have grown over the last year?
Oh, there's no doubt. There's no doubt.
So some of you need to look at your environment and where you can go. And if you are in the right environment, who are the people that are on your bus? Who are the people that you are around? Because that's where the growth takes place and what happens. And I think today's message, when she shared it with me, her and I talked last night, and Justine was like, I don't know what to talk about. And she's like, I'll find out in the morning. I was like, when you wake up, that's when the idea is. Because my team always says, Brock, what's your topic? What's your topic? I'm like, I don't know what my topic is yet until I wake up in the morning and I feel the juices flowing, and who knows what could take place. And last night, if I was asking you my topic, it would be like pillow. Like, how can I get to my pillow? And
That's right.
but I think today's message is very vulnerable and very real on it. Now, Grace, can we make sure we put Justine's all her information in the chat all? Because if she resonated with you all today in some capacity, in some way, and if you're going to Rise next week at in Orlando, Justine and I are going to be there.
Yes.
And meet us. Reach out to
Yes.
Justine.
Please,
Have
if
a
we haven't met in
conversation.
person, come give me a hug. That's what I'm good at. I like my hugs. I'm
And if you're
excited for
bored,
Orlando. It's gonna be a great time, and I'm excited to see most of you again if you guys are all gonna make it. So yeah, I just try to bring the raw to y'all, let you know that you don't have it all. You don't always have to have it all together. It's a hard game, y'all, and just show up with heart and lead with compassion, and you'll win every time. Every time.
amen. Amen. Two things I'll close out with. One, if you're bored at 10 o'clock today, I got Power Players on how to give you text messages to give value for any industry, where you can find it, websites you can use, how you can look it up using ChatGPT to create engaging post hooks and call to actions. I'm going to be doing that at 10 o'clock. And secondly, just a quick little, hearts and prayers for all those in Jamaica, all those affected by the
Absolutely.
hurricane. I've been seeing more and more pictures, and Mike Kastner, shout out to Mike Kastner. He's actually going down to Jamaica. He works with Samaritan's Purse. He's an amazing guy. And I knew when I heard Samaritan's Purse was going to Jamaica to help those people, I was like, Kastner's going. I know he is. That's the type of guy he is. But just hearts and prayers. I being in the Philippines and then seeing what it's like to live in countries that don't have the resources that we have, like just like guys, like to say that we have running water. Like I had to take buckets all and put it in toilets to flush toilets in certain places I was at. And I can only imagine what they're going to be going through with no electricity, no running water, no air condition, no internet. Like it's immeasurable to some extent. So prayers to all those in Jamaica and for all those affected by the hurricane. And then Justine, I'll let you close us out. Thank you, girl.
Yes. Yeah, thank you, Brock. And thanks again for everybody that shows up in this group. And it's helped me thrive so much, not only professionally, but personally as well. So I hope that we can bring some raw vulnerability to y'all today. I hope you have an amazing Thursday, and I look forward to connecting with you all very, very soon. Happy Thursday.